Hello and welcome to the Delagraentiss show. I have the honor and the privilege to be sitting in the studio of one of my closest and most important people in my life here in the Netherlands, the one and only Michelle Davis.
You didn't knock my picture down.
So you see a very natural wall thanks to my high C, and you see some very natural faces because we've got a special treat in store for you during this interview. But first and foremost, first of all, thank you for welcoming us into your space.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm
really
honored.
beautiful space.
Thank
and you really
you.
feel the spirit of peace.
Thank you. That was my mission, my goal
Yeah.
for myself
Okay.
first, and then I wanted people who entered to feel what I was feeling. So,
Yeah,
I
think we're all definitely feeling it.
That's great.
Thank you. You've really made us feel at home. I have to say this because everyone knows that you're from New York.
Yeah.
But parallel to me, most people don't know that you weren't actually born in New York.
Right.
That we were both born in other states and then moved to the city. You were born in North Carolina.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
I knew there was a kindred Southern.
I'm a country girl.
There was a kindred Southern.
I got it in me.
Because you got that home training.
Listen, that hospitality.
This is down
okay,
south.
I was in the grocery store and I was like, okay, really, Michelle, what are we doing?
See,
I almost bought some shrimp.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the down home Southern home training.
Yes.
I love it. And then one of the other things that I also found out about you is that we also parallel in coming to Europe, first to Germany and then to the Netherlands.
Yeah, this is true.
That was really, for you, it was Mama, I Want to Sing.
Very true. First, we went to Japan for 2 months, and then I went home, washed clothes, got right back on the plane, and we made our way to Germany. And I knew then that okay, this is it.
Europe
this is who I am. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that I would end up in the NL the way I did, but
this is also what I had after having lived in Germany for a year. And then the contract was done. I was like, no, Europe is the place for me.
Absolutely.
And when I came to the Netherlands, it was like, okay, yeah.
That was it. I actually thought I was going to move to Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah, I really loved Germany. And, well, I loved it for the shopping. We were shopping every day. Oh. But anyway, I digress.
Tour life.
And tour life was... Ooh, honey, you don't know life until you have gone on tour life. Yeah. And I thought then that I was, German. Okay. Until I hit the Netherlands and I went, aha, now I'm home.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So now what some people know, and not everyone maybe though, is that you are very much a giver. You are definitely a person who does not forget what people can do, and if there is an opportunity to connect them, you are doing it. And you were that for me in 2008 when I formally came to the Netherlands. And I have to give a shout out to Diana Vardijk, the photographer, who I met literally once and never again.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And in that one meeting, she said, "You have to meet Michelle David."
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Okay."
Wow.
And then in that original conversation, we talked on the phone for like maybe 2 hours or something. Like we had been knowing each other for years. Wow. And that was your invitation. In that conversation, you extended the invitation to me as soloist in the first ever, and as far as I know, only gospel celebration.
Say it for the people in the back.
First ever and only gospel celebration in the Royal Carré Theater.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. No, I'm humbled by the gratitude. Thank you.
No, really. It really means a lot.
Oh, thank
because
you.
At the time, and I know you recall this in the conversation, you said, yeah, it's in the Carré Theater. And I said, okay. And you said, I don't think you know what that is. And I said, I don't.
It doesn't matter.
Well, as soon as I told some Dutch people, they were like,
yeah.
So it became really a landmark opportunity for me because I ended up flying both my parents over, my grandmother, Mama Olivia from Louisiana, 85 years young she was.
Beautiful.
And never flown across water before.
Oh, wow.
And she came to the Netherlands, to Amsterdam, to see that show, see that gospel celebration show.
Thank you.
And what I also did not know at the time is that most of the people that I have worked with since were in the audience at that show. Shimmer Rouse was in the audience. Donna Lewis was in the audience. Okay. Jordan Roy was in the audience. Oh, wow. Like, all those people were in that audience. I don't think anybody ever told me. No, they were there. I didn't know that either. Until later, they were like, the first time I saw you was in Michelle David's gospel celebration. I said, what? And this is like funny. 10 years later, all these kind of things. Yeah. So anyway, but one of the things that I also love about you, and I'm very curious about, so I have a question, but I love about you, and I also feel a parallelism, is that there are a lot of people who know you as a singer, of course. Yeah. But you do so much more. Like, I didn't know that you had choreographed Black Nativity. Yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, people know you can dance. They know you can move. But I didn't know, like, you were an actual choreographer. Like, with credits. Yeah. Like, you write. Like, you write, and not just songs. No. Like, you, like, really, like... And okay, so... number one, kudos. Yeah. Thank you. Kudos. Thank you. But I have to ask you, do you think... Because there are other artists that do more than one thing. Absolutely. But do you think, in order to be successful, that you have to focus on one or a few things until people know who you are and then kind of reintroduce them? Or do you think, no, just be who you are, do what you do, and the people who get it will get it, and even if it takes longer, they'll get it? What do you think? Especially sitting where you sit now, in this Bekendheid status in Nederland. What do you think about it? I don't think that there is one formula for everyone to follow. I think each person's journey is different. It's funny that you asked me this, because I actually thought about this morning, so I kind of have my answer on my tongue. For myself, I think during my younger years, it was best for me to do a whole lot. Okay. To dip and dab into everything that I had been trained to do. And along the way, I discovered some things that I wasn't trained, but I was still good at. Yeah. And so I decided to do that. And can I just dig in there? Because one of those things, if I understood the story correctly, is that, you weren't really considering yourself, when you were younger, a singer. No. You sang always. Always, yeah. But you weren't considering yourself as a singer. No, I really wanted to be a dancer. So that was I wanted to be in the Martha Graham Dance Company. I had the opportunity to study a bit at Alvin Ailey, Dance Theater of Harlem, which they also told me how to sew. So I know how to do that. And so, all those things and places and... it was good for the youth. Okay. Now, as I moved on in years, I learned that, I was two-sided. Okay. Meaning, I still wanted to do a lot. But my sights were saying, or the other part of me was saying, but you need to concentrate on one thing. You know the saying, a jack of all trades, master of none. But I do believe you can master all if you give all their particular time and moments. Okay. And so now I'm at the stage of my life where I want to focus on one thing. Okay. So I said, what I hear then is some wisdom. Really giving yourself the space and the time, the opportunity to do everything, and at the same time also giving yourself the rest. Yes. To be able to just focus on one thing. Because I learned all those different things that I did before. It seems at the brink of something far more than you thought could happen, you done moved on to something else. And then, here you are there, and you do the same thing, and it's a pattern. I think that's been maybe one of my, dare I say, challenges, because you would have asked me, Brett? Well, no, because I like doing different things. No, I know you do. I know you do, and you should. And at the same time, I also recognize that there is wisdom to being able to allow people to focus on at least a few things,
right,
if not one thing,
right,
so that they can identify who you are, and what you can
exactly,
do, so that they can be reintroduced to everything you can
exactly. And it's necessary because you find out your passions. You know, yeah, I might be able to. I'm just going to throw out something.
Yeah.
I might be able to throw darts or whatever. But just because I do it doesn't mean I have a passion.
Got it.
You know, I'm just skilled at it. But is it deep? Does it move me? And am I moving people?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think some people will watch the Brandon Delagraentiss show and will say, "Oh, wow, it seems like you've done this before. You're so natural at it."
Right.
Well, I have.
Right, exactly.
In Houston, I had a television show called the Brandon Delagraentiss Show.
Right.
So, but now, like you said, by choosing to focus in on some more things like singing, for example, or my gospel choir, the gospel experience, it's given me the space to be able to use another platform to shine light, not just on myself, but specifically on other people.
Exactly. And no, you're sorry to cut you off, but you're right. It's like when I was doing Sunday service, you know, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, you interview people so well. Oh my God, it's so natural." I'm like, well, I did have a Salto show, you know, and it was successful. But I think all of that,
a television show and
a radio, yeah, it was. I loved it. But I think all of that was geared towards, or was nourishing me, if that's the word, nourishing me for Sunday service. Not so much to be an interviewer, but to draw fans to the project, to our brand, to who we are, the music, you know. And I think without having done that, I probably would not have been as natural.
Okay, now this is something. Now you're tipping on something. I really have two questions. So my first question is, because you're talking about the Sunday service, you were also, as far as I have seen in the 14 years that I've lived here, the first to do a gospel brunch in Amsterdam.
Yeah, what you were there?
I'm bringing back. I'm bringing it back, and then you'll be my special honorary guest.
Oh my God!
Because that is such a cultural phenomenon.
I loved it.
But yes, you do so many different things, and you've done so many things. Like, for example, if we talk about music, top 40 or disco or all different kinds of things. I'm curious how it is that after all the different things you've done that people in America would consider secular, secular, the word is, so not sexual, but secular.
No, secular.
How did you, dare I say, reconnect to gospel projects and focusing on those?
Well, I cannot take the credit for it. That was not my goal, actually. When I joined the group, oh God, my years are off because everything to me seems like yesterday. But it's not true.
But what happened?
What happened was during the course of all of my stuff, I connected with the Lefty Soul Connection, which is a funk band. And they were like, we want you to, because I said, what do you want me to do? You know, how do you want me to be? I want to make sure that I come in knowing and give me the choice to say I want to do this or I don't. Because some people, not everybody can take me, in a sense. You know, the energy is big. I'm not gonna lie, and I recognize that.
I relate.
You know, okay. So they were like, we want you to be you and to do you, and from that, I found a new Michelle within that, and I was like, oh, I'm a funkster. Oh yes, I live here. You know, I'm Betty Davis. You know, I'm a funkster. And in that group was Arnold Smith and Paul Willemsen. And so I stayed with them, with the Lefties, you know, for about 5 years or so. And then all of a sudden, they called me to another studio that we used to be in. And they were like, okay, we want to meet you. And I thought, oh, okay, we're about to write for an album, because believe it or not, I never did a complete album with the Lefties. I wrote 2 or 3 songs that were in a compilation album that they had. And so now I thought they were asking me to write for the complete album because, you know, this is going well, you know? So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and they're like, okay, Michelle, well, we called you here because we have this project. And I was like, okay, you know, and I'm like, the project to write, you know, and they're like, yeah, we were thinking about doing gospel. And I went from to here, I swear.
Because it felt what, predictable?
No, they caught me at a period where I said I was done with gospel.
Wow.
I didn't want to do it anymore because I found that I found myself fighting. I found myself arguing to what's the word I'm even looking for? I'm just gonna stay straight out. I was arguing with people about paying us because gospel is also a business. You can't just assume because I love the Lord that I don't want your money.
Yeah.
Come on now. That's not fair. Or they would put it in a particular box of a sister act, and it would become comical. Not even, I won't even say comical, but
just not taking it serious.
Not taking it serious.
Having respect for it.
As if it was jazz, pop, whatever.
That only belongs in the winter months.
Right. Or we had, and I wear afro, but don't tell me to show up with an afro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm going to tell the real. And so that vexed my spirit. And then I realized that some of the stuff that I was doing, the people that I was doing it with didn't quite understand me either, because they thought maybe, well, why are we doing this and why are we doing that? And I'm like, well, you never sat in a church service before. This is what we do. And I wanted to give that kind of experience. And not everybody understood.
This is what mine is called, the gospel experience.
Right.
It's really about bringing people into...
Exactly. Like, for example, when I was doing the career, the PR for it, I remember I was talking to some magazine and they were like, well, why are you putting gospel in the theater? I said, excuse you? Music can go everywhere.
Okay, so this is New York right here.
Oh.
This is North Carolina.
Brent, don't call me out on it.
No, but I hear you though. I hear you.
I was like, are you really saying this to me? And then I had to, which I never do. I'm my own worst critic. You know what I'm saying? And I always believe that everybody is fierce in their own right.
Yeah.
But there comes a time when you have to say, okay, at that time it wasn't, well, Google me. But it was like, okay, let me run it down to you. I am putting the Karate in the theater because, to my knowledge, the Glory of Gospel, Mahalia, was the only gospel in the theater. I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to elevate the minds to gospel is the basis of a lot of the music that you love.
Very true.
So why not? Why not?
Okay, so I love this. And at the same time, whether the genre be gospel or the lifestyle, maybe another conversation, but it's not just about music for you.
No.
So then I'm curious, what else is there? Because you've been blessed to do so many different things on so many different continents and in so many different countries. What is there left that you still want to do?
Well, that's twofold. You mean want to do in terms of career or want to do in terms of Michelle, the woman?
Both.
Career-wise, I am not very quick to put out goals anymore because I feel like I'm limiting myself. What I say to myself is, I am open. God, I am open to every opportunity that you have for me. So where I'm saying I want a Grammy, you might have an Oscar for me. You know what I mean? So since I joined the gospel sessions, no, even the lefties, I have stopped aiming, and I keep myself open. Now, every now and then something comes in, like I want a Grammy, but no, I'm really, really open that wise. Michelle, the woman, I am here no longer to work on a career, but a legacy. I am at my legacy stage. And so what that entails is I'm very mindful of the things that I do. Like, I used to be a yes girl because I don't want to disappoint anybody, Yes. And then when I hang up, I am feeling miserable. Or I do the show and I'm feeling miserable. Why? Because I don't want to disappoint. Because I understand, oh, you want me to be your closer. Oh, I get it. Oh, you like my energy, so you want to, oh, I get it. But then when I come home, the woman, how did my spirit benefit? It didn't. So now I'm really mindful and I choose, really, really choose what and how, because what stamp am I leaving?
And that's
behind.
what you mean by legacy.
Yeah, that's what I mean by legacy. I've done so many things. Can anybody recall it? Or did I just throw it out there to the wind? And the birds is flying away with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to leave a mark that someone can say, oh, gospel with a little bit of funk to it. Oh, yeah. Michelle David in the gospel, sessions, or Michelle David and the True Tones did it. I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave something for my children, that my children also can look back and say, oh, that right there, that's my mom, you know? And so that's what I'm working on. Not so much to be seen and be heard, just to be seen and be heard and to be famous and to be fabulous and all that. It's more than that.
Yeah.
One last thing is I really do want to exude and show love. I want people to feel love from the moment you walk in the door, from the moment that you're outside on that sidewalk and you come through the venue. You're not even in the hall yet, but you're just coming through the reception area. I'm going to call it like that.
Yeah.
That you feel it already.
Yeah.
I feel like people are missing and taking for granted the word and the feeling love. And that's what I want to give. So if you say, who is Michelle David? Just say love.
I love that.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me because I usually do the love sign in my concert. I didn't know I was doing sign language.
Okay.
Until recently, I was doing something and they said, "Oh my God, thank you. You were sign." I was like, "I really was." I said, "Okay, that's God," because I'm not really paying attention to that. Although I think it's beautiful hand choreography, if I can say that. I just think it's beautiful. Anything that has to do with the hands. But I do this a lot. And someone wrote me and they were like, okay, I love what you do, but too much of that love stuff. Too much of that. And I say, well, you are the person I'm talking to. You are exactly why I'm doing it. Who doesn't want somebody to send out a little, just a little, a pinch of this? If you feel, oh my God.
That's too much.
That's too much. Oh, honey, we need come. Let me put you in the bosom. I'm gonna put you in the bosom.
Yeah. Bosom of his arms.
I'm gonna give you the bosom.
Speaking of things you have embraced.
Yes.
Within the last few years, you have embraced makeup.
Oh, I almost got choked.
No, because I think you were used to doing some, and I think you were used to getting it done, of course.
Yeah.
But I think within the last few years, you really started studying it.
Yeah,
and
I had
investing some time and energy.
Ooh,
really?
Give me that 5 minutes.
Oh, see? Just to be still.
Just the thought of it now. I'm going to take
so we did?
Should we do it? I'm new. I'm so new right now.
No, but it's really true though.
There weren't a lot of makeup artists that could actually beat.
That's also
this hue, you know, and so I had to.
This is. Let me just take a moment because these are things that some people never think of that you could go to. For example, an interview or performance or television, something, and they're so proud to say that they have a makeup artist.
Right.
And the makeup artist say to you, "I don't have your color."
Right.
Or can I use your makeup because I don't have your color?
Right.
It's
or, so
I'm
true.
sorry, I don't know what.
It's so
and
true.
It's like,
or they have it and still don't know what to do with it. Then I'm and now I'm going through the phase of because you see the faces over and over, the directors and the lighting people, and so after looking at certain TV shows, now when I go in, I specifically go to the lighting people and I say, okay, what colors are you using today? And I said, do you mind if I look at the camera just to see what I'm giving? Is this too much of this or not enough of that? Because I'm tired of looking ashy-ish, or I'm not always lit. And then if my makeup is not popping in the right way, then I'm just washed out, you know? And so I had to. I'm still learning. I'm still learning, but something I love.
You're learning, so maybe you can teach me some things?
I don't know if I can teach you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I saw you. Wait, disclaimer, I'm telling people, honey, that concert at the Carré, he came out so beat, I had to jump back. I said, wait, what? You and David? David Tobin, love him.
Tobin.
Beat.
That's what you have to give credit to because he sang it for the back row.
You did.
Yeah. The beat is another New York word for makeup, but we're going to get into it now, right after this break. No, I'm sorry. I was just trying to hit my high C above the E flat.
Okay, you got it.